too small, I got big
Hey
dreams.
everybody, welcome back to Pun Fun, where we have fun with the puns. My name is Ryan, and we're going to check out episode, 6, so the finale of the Miss Marvel series. If you hadn't seen episode 6 of the Miss Marvel series, be sure to do so, as there are major but crazy spoiler alerts ahead. So let's just get into it. So first of all, we're going to talk about the X Gene. What an excellent Easter egg. We're going to go a little bit more into details as we go further down the line. And is Miss Marvel the first MCU, X-Men? Well, there's some, blurred lines will explain that. Anyways, more importantly, there is also the end credit. So the end credit, we do see Captain Marvel swap places with Miss Marvel. Now, what does this all mean? How did that even occur? What does it have to do with the band? So we have more insight, especially for the comic books, kind of how the MCU rolls. Actually, we may just go into it right away. So first off, we do see Captain Marvel swapping places with Miss Marvel, as there was like this kind of aura, a call to action, and then boom, you see this weird vortex thing, and boom, they have done the swap, right? Kind of a la Freaky Friday, except one has taken the place of the other. Now, where have we seen this within the Marvel comics? And this is going to be with the Negabands. So the negative realm, basically, that we've seen for the clandestines can be the negative, universe or negative world. And we know that Captain Marvel is on the search for, more insight into 10 rings and may have fallen into that realm. That being said, it could be the second part to the band that Miss Marvel has is located within that realm. However, they needed somebody, I guess, with the right genes in order to unlock and be able to swap. And in this case, Captain Marvel was able to do so. So the Negabands did show this upon, the comic books themselves. In this case, it wasn't with Captain Marvel. Well, it was, but it was with Marvel, and it was with Rick Jones, and they were able to swap places at that time. The thing is that the reason why we can't confirm that these are the Negabands is because the fact that Miss Marvel is able to actually project and create this, matter, as we've seen, throughout the series, which is very prone to the quantum bands. So now we have the quantum bands, and because it's a term that we're very familiar because of the Quantumania and all that, so I'm pretty sure that's more where we're heading, especially with the nods to Ant-Man as well. So I'm almost 100% sure we'll be calling it the quantum bands going forward. However, they may have the same background or same kind of powers or history of the Negabands, so they may be colliding these two together, given the Negabands have actually different renditions, different versions of them, and the quantum bands have actually been cloned and reproduced many times. So at some point, and again, all of these technologies were always by the Kree, so either way it works, and it would make sense to merge them all together and move forward instead of having a bunch of different kinds of MacGuffins to find and follow. Anyways, that all being said, it could be the Shang-Chi one is either the Negabands and the other one's the quantum bands, but I think they're just going to merge both for the Marvels. Go into the plot. So now, having both Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel swap places, it could be that Miss Marvel is now within the Negaverse, or the negative world, if you will, and she may be trapped, trying to get out. She's not sure how to open up the veil again, or it could be that she's somewhere, in another pocket universe, or somewhere in space, right? Because Carol Danvers may be in space. However, because she's looking for more answers towards the 10 rings, she might be somewhere within another realm, kind of like Shang-Chi with another pocket universe. So that's something that's very familiar with Phase 4, is that we're talking a lot about pocket universes, kind of like the Heliopolis from Moon Knight. We're talking about Talo from Shang-Chi, and now we're talking also about the clandestines world, if you will. So this all being said, the plot for that story is going to be they swap places. Now we have Captain Marvel in our world. We have was trapped and now in here. Miss Marvel, who is now trapped, they have to go and get her because she sees it. Obviously, it's a fan. Anyways, who is able to break through barriers of certain pocket universes? Maybe of certain towns that we've seen in the past. That is where we're going to call in Spectrum. So we're also going to call in the other Captain Marvel, if you will, who is Monica Rambeau. So this is how we're going to have the Marvels, get all together. And I'm pretty sure it's not just a question of traveling and getting who it is. I think it's actually going to be to avoid the negative universe taking over our universe. So that could be something that she was already dealing with, and now she has a whole team to help her and put it aside. So now let's talk about the X gene. Having Cameron actually burst the like waves of energy throughout New Jersey, and who knows how long or extensive those waves may have gone and went. It could be that is going to be the trigger that evokes whoever may have the X genes within them to awaken and now have powers and mutations. What's going to be also cool is that, yes, we did hear the little jingle from the 90s X-Men series for sure when we talked about mutation, which was a word they couldn't use before because Fox had the rights to it until Disney's like, well, you may have the rights, but if we own you, then hey, we have it all, right? We also get to see that the Damage Control actually has a second agenda, which is to find these empowered characters, wink wink, the X-Men, which is a big plot line down, it's actually been the series plot line for the longest time, for the hate of mutants and, people who are different, obviously. So it's fun to see that that's how they're introducing, this whole new era, this whole new... people will be on the side of the hero, kind of like how we had the homage to the first Spider-Man movie, because again, she's been following kind of the Spider-Man storyline. We didn't see Tom Holland's Spider-Man's, becoming Spider-Man. We've seen her one, which is very similar, like I said, to the Spider-Man series. And now she had actually, for example, the city go on her side and be like, no, you fight with one of us, you fight with all of us kind of thing. So it was very cool to see. For the X-Men themselves, besides Charles that we've seen with the What If, and of course, we've had patches and different hints that they existed, but this is like our first, wake-up call, like, hey, there you go, it's confirmed, we will have the X-Men, it's in the works, it's no longer little Easter eggs that we'll find them anymore. So we're getting way off track, let's get back into the Easter eggs. So the actual end credit, as we mentioned, could be a nod to when we first see Kamala get the Terrigen gas. She changes or shape shifts into Carol Danvers, or Miss Marvel, if you will, or Captain Marvel, sorry. And we're like, whoa, what's happening? And then we realize it's part of her power. She's able to shape herself into different people and stuff, but it doesn't really carry along. She doesn't really use it as much, going forward, but she's able to and begin and utilize that power more than anything else. Speaking about her powers, we also get to see she's finally embiggen, and she says it out loud and proud, and becomes, as we've mentioned at the last scene of every episode, this larger than life character, and is able to utilize and protect her family and protect the people she loves, which I thought was great. And then obviously like having the city protect her was great, chef's kiss. And finally, her father giving her last piece of, I guess, heritage. So the mother gave her the costume, and obviously the confidence. They also had Bruno that gave her the, I guess, not the visors, but like her mask. Yeah, her mask. You also got the red dagger that gave her her scarf. And you also had, well, I guess her powers and everything else that kind of came from those realms, or I guess the history. Anyways. All of these backgrounds and all the people that were around her basically influenced her, but then also, created who she was. And the final piece that she needed was her name. And in this case, her father gave to her the name of Miss Marvel, which we're very happy to see that her father did not pass away, a la Uncle Ben. I guess the guy from the Red Dagger was, I guess the Uncle Ben equivalent in this case, which was kind of shorthanded, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm glad we were able to keep the Hulkster alive. So yeah, and before we get to the last point, I mean, while watching it, I kind of got a sense. So this is like while they're in the school, a sense of Home Alone / MacGyver, and I was like, oh wait, if you mix photos together, it's very like A-Team, which I thought was really cool. There's no like little montage, pity the foo, but yeah, it was very fun to see. Very improbable the way they were working out. And then you also got to see the guns that we saw, more military tech. This being said, we also got to see those big sonic blasters, which we saw in the first Hulk movie back when the first Iron Man movie had came out at the same year. So I guess it was pretty cool. But then again, to think to the extent that they used such a big blaster on a big monstrous creature, and now they're using it against a kid for children, if you will. I mean, that's pretty messed up. I've done my rambling. Other than that, I really did enjoy this series. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really refreshing. It was a lot different. Seeing the upcoming, or the upbringing, if you will, of a new superhero, I thought it was just amazing. Now, what did you guys think of the last episode, so the finale? What are your thoughts, especially with that whole, exchange between Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel? Do you think our Negaband / Quantum Bands theory, works? Let us know in the comments below. We'd definitely like to hear from you. And as usual, if you've enjoyed this episode, we will definitely suggest that you hit that like button. If you haven't already, we would highly suggest you hit that subscribe button. I think it's on this side. I mean, it's always appreciated, and you'll definitely love our, other breakdowns coming along. Speaking of, creation and X-Men and all of this good stuff, we have a comic book artist coming up in our next episode, so you definitely do not want to miss that. And she is lighting the world on fire with beautiful art and covers, so you definitely do not want to miss that. So as always, people, keep it cosmic, take it easy, peace.